Hamza,
Yes, Chris?
this is a video.
Oh my god, it is a video! What are we talking
This is a
about?
video. Yep, this is a video about the now incredibly controversial Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah,
Well-
controversial is definitely one way to put it.
Yeah, welcome audience to Escape 2's Cyberpunk 2077. Not a review, but this is our follow-up where we talk about gameplay and what we like and what's going on with the state of the game.
Yeah, it'll be mainly a gameplay talk. We're not going to touch on story too much. We might touch on things in the prologue, so only the prologue and the Act 1 of the game. We won't go anywhere past Act 2, just in
Yeah.
case. I'm sure there's
And
many
even-
people.
Even then, we're going to be very minimalistic about prologue spoilers, just because there are some major things that do happen in the latter part of the prologue. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
Hamza, I can see that you're, in fact, playing said game.
I am indeed. I'm obsessed with this game. So, obviously, there's been a lot of controversy going on. There's a lot of backlash. The whole state of this is all very crazy right now. We should probably just for the video's sake, we are filming this on Sunday, the 20th of December, at around 5:30 p.m.
Yep. So the game's been out a good 10 days now. We've had a chance to get to grips with it, and well, different people have had different reactions, experiences, depending on console and PC. For anyone who missed our first video, both me and Hamza are PC players for this game. So it's one of those of, we've been spared from a lot of the problems, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm very thankful. Obviously, this isn't like a, oh, you should have got it on PC kind of thing, because
No,
Yes.
definitely not. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that the console situation is as it is. So much so that Sony has removed it from PSN entirely at the moment.
which honestly I'm shocked about. Like, I'm very surprised.
This is
'Cause
unprecedented. We've not really seen action like this properly before, especially for such a major game studio.
Exactly, and there was so much riding on this game for CDPR. I mean, The Witcher 3, most people will say, is a masterpiece. I think everybody can almost unanimously agree. That game is just a pure masterpiece.
Even if you've not played Witcher 3, most people at least know about its reputation, how solid it is, how well loved it is. So yeah, it's, as I said, this has been very unusual, and I want to take a moment just to start by saying that in our previous video we were saying that we were hoping we won't be disappointed, and I want to make it very clear. I'm not disappointed with this game, and I'm pretty sure Hamza will agree with me.
I 100% agree with you. There is no disappointment in this game. Calling
Well, I wouldn't go that far for me, because I will say I'm not disappointed in this game, but at the same time, there are a number of problems. It can be agreed. Even the PC version isn't entirely unscathed. There's just some minor things that do need fixing, some tweaking. As I said, completely unplayable for a lot of people on the last gen consoles at the very least. I've heard mixed things about the new gen consoles, and some people have said they've been able to play it fine on the PS4 or Xbox One as well. But yeah, obviously we can only go by what we've experienced on the PC, which has been, at least for us, a better experience than a lot of people.
yeah,
So
I
that's
would
just a sort of
agree there.
disclaimer for going forth on this video. This is how we've experienced it. If you've been playing the game, you've had a shit time with the game, your experiences are completely valid as well. This is just us two dudes talking about what we've found. So yeah, take what you will from it.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, I think actually I might have exaggerated unintentionally a little bit there when I said I had no problems, but I'm just having a really fun time with it that I'm very happy to just look over them and go, okay,
Now,
cool.
Now, another very quick thing we should mention, bear in mind, I've not played the game since, for 2 days because of work and stuff. But there was actually a patch released last night as well.
Yes.
I know there was a bigger patch for consoles. On PC, I think it was about a 1.5 gigabyte patch or something. So, the footage that you're seeing today as well, is post-patch. So, bear in mind that we might be talking about problems from before this patching period as well.
Yes, almost definitely, because unfortunately I've not had a huge amount of time to play it post patch. I've just, generally just life.
You
But
booted it up now, literally, yeah.
yeah, literally, yeah. As the video started, I was like, should I just boot it up? Yeah, why not?
One thing I've noticed immediately, because I saw some of your footage before, you were riding around in third person on your bike, obviously, and you no longer seem to be doing that T-posing thing, at least, which is quite nice. So,
Oh yeah, no. You know what? Thank you for reminding me, because I'm gonna chuck some footage of that up now. That was driving me, well, not driving me crazy, but it was a little bit of a shame. It was only in populated areas. I will give it
Yeah.
that. It was only when I was going through, I think it's the downtown area, where there are a lot of cars on the road. There's a lot of traffic, that I was having it. But my character would randomly start T-posing, while on the bike.
riding the bike, which is very impressive, but
Extremely impressive. I
but
wish I had that ability and that balance.
jokes aside, though, it's one of those things of, with our experience, it's little things that have been weighing the game down. So I've been thoroughly enjoying the gameplay and the story. I've absolutely loved my time in Night City so far. Unfortunately, I've not been able to record anything just because my rig isn't strong enough yet to actually be able to play competently and record. I had some stuttering issues with the recording and the footage was unusable, basically. So I do apologize about that, but you guys can make do with Hamza's beautiful gameplay. But yeah, no, I've been very impressed with all of the things that have worked in this game. As I said, a few of the things that haven't worked for me are just like some silly bugs like weapons floating in the air, which I'm pretty sure loads of people have had. I've had one or two hard crashes to desktop as well for like seemingly no reason, but they've been infrequent enough and with a good autosave system that it hasn't impacted me too horribly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I
yeah.
had a flatline yesterday when the patch actually came out. So I was playing the game, and then oh god, oops. Yeah, as I was playing the game, it just randomly flatlined me to an update, and I was like, oh, so I had literally. It doesn't matter the fact that I was part way through something. It exited me out to do the update, which I wasn't too happy about. Luckily, like you say, autosave, very helpful. I didn't miss too much, but.
And that is one of the good things about the feature of this system. While there are a number of problems with Cyberpunk in its current state, the game's been very forgiving, at least in that when it comes to handling those problems, if you do need to reload your game, you shouldn't have to reload your game. Obviously, we're not saying that that's justifiable, but at least you're not going to lose too much of what you've done.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. It's thank God for autosaves and just regular saves in general. I've been, because obviously
you've autosaved so much of this.
I've been manual saving a lot because one, just in case I want to go back and record anything of older stuff, but I have plenty of footage. But it's nice to. I wasn't able to record initially because the game just would not run while recording, and I'm glad they fixed that too. So hopefully the footage you're seeing at the moment should be nice and clear. Frame rate should be good. I am running it. So yeah, again, this is obviously PC only, but Chris very kindly showed me a mod. I can't remember what the mod was called. Do you remember what it was called?
Basically, I can't remember the exact name either, but it unlocks more options for your graphic settings and the like. And one of the such is a psycho setting, which for most people seems to be improving their game. Oh.
Wow.
Okay. That's interesting. You know what it is? Maybe the updates removed your psycho mod.
It's got rid of my psycho mod. Oh, interesting.
But okay. Well, so now we're running on Ultra. Oh my god! And the game looks so much better suddenly. That is hilarious.
I'll be honest. I didn't even notice. I just enjoy playing the game. I'm not huge on, even though I can do Ultra everything. I'm having fun in the game. I'm really not too bothered about it.
Yeah.
But if I can, I absolutely will. That was
Oh
Fair
man,
enough.
so that's kind of hilarious. So
I
okay,
mean,
anyone using mods, make sure you check the state of your game when you get an update. So yeah. Anyway, Hamza. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today, getting on to the true sort of grit of this video, gameplay, and in particular, in this case, we can only sort of talk about what our game styles reflect. So in the first video, we were saying we were both going Street Kid, and we're sort of playing in character, and that will influence our playstyles, obviously. I've gone very heavy on the stealth and the handguns sort of combat, and one of the things for me that I've noticed is unique weapons are an absolute game changer to this game. Like, you can get by with some of the normal weapons as well, and they're great. And the feedback, the feeling of the combat, just firing these guns and feeling the explosive raw power, it's amazing. But I found like a few of these like more unique handguns that just sort of suit my style of gameplay. And the weapons in this game are absolutely nuts. Like, I can see at the moment you're rocking the Widowmaker, which is obviously a tech well, a shotgun, precision rifle. Precision rifle. I don't know why I said shotgun.
no, don't worry, it might as well be.
The designs of these weapons look absolutely amazing, and again, the feedback as you're playing and firing them looks super cool. Since obviously you're currently doing the gameplay footage at the moment, Hamza, what are some of your thoughts?
So I'm loving it. So I've gone into quite a crafting build. So as you can see here, I've gone in not at all into body. I
Your
am
technical ability is through the roof.
3 body. I have maxed out my street cred. I'm level 26. I've just been doing a lot of the NCPD missions. I'm playing on. I think I'm playing on hard at the moment. Let me just actually make sure before I expose myself again without. Okay, yeah, I'm on hard at the moment. Yeah, I played on. Oh, and I made sure to turn aim assist all off. Melee combat aims was all off too. So I am playing it.
Yeah.
Not properly, but I was playing on very hard. But there were a couple of missions I kept on dying too much on. But yes, I'm having a. What was the question? Weapons, wasn't it? Was it weapons?
Well, not just weapons, but just what you feel about the combat and the gameplay and your style of play.
Yes.
Like, the weapons, especially with how crazy they are, I feel like you get a lot of feedback from the weapons. Like, when you do, like, I've got like this awesome revolver, for example, and when you get a headshot, it's satisfying. You feel powerful. You feel that feedback with what you're using, and I imagine it's similar, like with your rifle and your assault rifle and everything.
Oh, agreed. Yeah. So at the moment, just before this, before the Widowmaker, I was only using the Nekomata, which I actually don't have one now, which is crazy because I was like, I don't want to lose my Nekomata. It's so good.
I love that sniper rifle so much.
It's actually, here we go. I can find it in crafting. There we go. This beauty, I loved. This got me started on the techs on the tech weapons and made me realize how good that they really were. And then I've now crafted a Widowmaker since I've been able to. Now my build, as I was saying earlier, so very technical, very cool, but I actually haven't gone into stealth that much. Stealth, I've only got sniper, so increases damage from headshots fired from outside.
You've done the opposite of me in that you've gone down the cold blood tree while I've gone down stealth.
Yeah, I've really gone into cold blood. I've managed to get my actual skill progression to 12, which isn't bad. It's really good for quickly getting rid of enemies one by one. And then the other thing I've gone into is technical. As you can see, very hard. I'm nearly unlocked my level 20.
Well, the nice thing about technical as well is that it actually works with your tech weapons for their scaling, which is it's the main reason why I've started investing in tech as well. Because originally I was going into reflexes and cool as well, but now I've started pouring into technical just because I'm using a lot more tech weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't know. Well, I looked into the skill trees, all of them, when I started to get an idea, but I didn't think I was going to be into tech weapons that much. It was I went into it for crafting because I can now craft legendary items. That was the aim to get to, but engineering has worked out really well. So increasing charge multipliers, fully charged tech weapons doing more damage. It's all crazy. It all synergizes so well, and you feel so strong with all these power ups.
Yeah. It's one of those of I'm a little disappointed now that I didn't invest in the technical ability sooner. because it's locked me out of a few things. I can't actually craft as well yet, which is a shame. Not that I'm having a problem, because there's so much loot in this game. I'm still getting by with finding good weapons and upgrading current weapons that I've got, but some of the later crafting things are locked behind perks. Like I think for legendary weapons, there's a perk called Grease Monkey or something like that.
So
And,
yes, so you're
yeah.
pretty close on that one. So it's Grease Monkey for epic items,
Yeah,
and
that was
Edgerun
it.
Artisan for legendary items.
Yeah.
Which I have
And
loads of.
I've not unlocked Grease Monkey yet, unfortunately, so I can't quite do that. I'm getting there though, bit by bit. I'm sort of playing catch up now. Thankfully, so the level cap in this game is 50 for the level and 50 for the street cred. So obviously Hamza's maxed his street cred. I'm about like early to mid 20s for my normal level, and I'm level 30 for my street cred at the moment. So lagging a little bit behind Hamza in that regard, but
I've also played way more of the game. Like
yeah.
I've got more time. You're working. I'm not at the moment. So
Yeah, it's one of those. But it's what the thing that I'm amazed about with this game is just how liberating it is with the perk system and the stat system. Like multiple playthroughs, your characters will feel different if you build through them. That is very much true. If you want to go on a strength build and you want to rip doors off their hinges so you can force your entry, and focus primarily on melee weapons, you can do that. If you want to be a pure hacker, you can do that. Hamza's now stripping.
there we go. I nearly took these off, but then I realized the dick's gonna pop out.
Yeah, we don't want to be demonetized.
Yeah,
please.
let's not do that.
Not that we're earning money from these yet, admittedly, but in the future, who knows?
Yeah, hopefully. Well, you know, let's go as far as we can. There we go. Yeah, boy, look at that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So one of the things I will say is I've been looking at a lot of footage of other people as well, avoiding spoilers, but just sort of like gameplay tip videos and stuff. And I'm so happy I chose a female V. Like, I've got nothing against the male V. I think the voice acting for the male V is great as well. But something just seems really fluid about the voice acting quality for the female V. And that's my particular preference with what I've been playing so far. Now, one criticism I have for the game, since you're on this screen, actually, one thing that I really dislike is I love games that give you the option to have headgear equipped, but to toggle it so you can't see it. Admittedly, this game, in a lot of ways, is focusing on realism, even though, obviously, it's set in the future, so there's a lot of unrealistic things, at least yet, in the game, but, because of the way I play, I actually am going around entirely without a mask or a head slot, so I'm missing out on some key stats.
Really?
Which is a shame. Yeah, I'm missing out on some key stats, but because I've got long hair on my V as well, so it's not as big a deal for you with the short hair, because like you're wearing a hat and it doesn't actually look weird. But for V, my V, it's very jarring when I put on a hat and suddenly like you just see all of her face and most of her hair is gone. It almost looks like she's gone bald.
Yeah, you know what? Charlotte said the same thing. So my partner's also playing. She's playing a female with quite a big hairstyle and had the same thing. You put a hat on and then she looks bald. It's like, oh well, that's not what I wanted. Which is it's really a shame. I want to show off the hair more. It works. I'm getting a lot of bluey, greeny stuff, and I got the hair aiming for the Neo Kitsch look later on in the game, because I know you can't change it, which is such a shame.
Speaking of looks, one of the things that I'm gutted about, although this was true for Witcher as well, and they added it on as free DLC later, there's no way to go back into character customization beyond your clothing after the initial making, which is fine, because there's in a way you wouldn't be able to change a lot of physical aspects about your body anyway. Although at the same time, this is Cyberpunk, where you've got Ripper docs that actively are chopping and changing up your body, adding in parts and stuff. So in theory, I feel like there should have been a degree of customizability there that should have been allowed once you're in game. But it's like, for some reason in Night City, hairdressers and tattoo parlors no longer exist beyond the initial, oh, I want to get some tattoos.
Even though everyone has tattoos and everyone's got funky hairstyles. So yeah, that is one thing.
That's a massive oversight, in my opinion, that it's not in the base game. I have faith that they will include it in the future. It's heavily requested as it is anyway. And if not, someone's probably gonna mod it in. But either way, that is something that I'm surprised wasn't in the base game. Just a way to change your hair post character creation, change your tattoos perhaps. As I said, I can understand to a degree not being able to change certain physical aspects of your body to an extent. But at the same time, one of the really cool early scenes, and this isn't so much a spoiler as it just is like some nice attention to detail.
I think I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Go on, go ahead.
He is at this Ripper Doctor's called Victor, and Victor is one of the ultimate bros, by the way. I love Victor so much.
I love Victor. Yeah. He's so cool.
And at the beginning, V is, as part of the story, getting some upgrades, and he's actually working on her. And there's a point where he basically gives her an injection and her vision goes out, and then her functionality is linked to a cyber eye. So you get a third-person view of your V while he's picking up the eye, working on it, and then popping it into her head. Considering that you can literally remove and change eyes, like some options like maybe changing your eye color later on also would have been viable. But yeah, that's as I said, that is a disappointment for me. It's something that I feel should have been in the base game. I can understand with Witcher why there wasn't a hair option at the beginning of the game, because since it's a more third-person narrative, and Geralt, sorry. Is it Geralt or Geralt? I know
It's
this
Geralt.
off by heart.
It's Geralt. Trust me, it's Geralt.
Why am I tripping over that now? I
No,
love
sorry.
it. Though.
Don't worry, you can drip over Geralt.
It's fine.
Everyone gets one with Geralt.
Geralt, but yeah, Geralt's an established character, so I can understand it being like, oh no, you know, he's got a set hairstyle, and it was cool that they added in hairstyle options later for him. And Jesus Christ, you went over that car.
Yep. There we go.
So
Oh, God.
yeah, but considering there's a lot of this is your V, this is what?
Sorry, this is the first time I've been able to open my stash on a bike, and now it's gone again.
Did you not know you could do that?
I thought you could only do it on a car. I didn't know you could. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I know you were in the middle of like, you had
that's
good
fine.
flow going.
You're discovering stuff. That's great.
How do I do it?
I think it's towards the rear of the vehicle.
Wait,
there
what?
you go. It just depends where you'll stand. That's something as well. What they need to do, they need to make it more consistent where you get button prompts, or perhaps when looking at your vehicle, you can have multiple button prompts on the screen that you can cycle through. But yeah, no, you can access your vehicle stash, and finally, thing is your vehicle stash is shared between all of your vehicles.
It's also broken.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cyberpunk 2077 at its finest.
Can't put any of my guns in there.
Jokes aside, I would back out for now.
Ah!
Yeah, I love the frustration shake.
Yeah, I mean, it's how I feel. I'm just gonna go for a ride to clear my air.
Yeah,
clear my
clear
head.
your head.
Wait, one sec. I need to clear my head properly.
There you go. Not wearing any helmet.
Shirtless ride.
Enjoying the sights of Night City. I will say I absolutely love your fashion, and the male fashion's pretty damn sick as well, so I'm going to look forward to doing a male playthrough eventually.
Well, I'm going to do a female one for Corpo on my next playthrough.
But, like, yeah, no, so what I was saying was, considering this is your own take on V, and you can manually customize your V from the start, whereas obviously, as I said, Geralt is a predefined existing character in terms of look and quality. Yeah, it should have been in the base game. Should have been in the base game. But
Agreed.
that's me picking a lot now and rambling.
Well, I just wanted to touch on the same point just a little bit. I'm really sad that we don't get to see us getting the cybernetic enhancements after the first one. That really, like, that I wanted to see each part of the body being worked on. Like,
I agree with you to an extent. I think that they could have done a minimalistic cutscene for each sort of part of the body, or like for something or the other. I can understand them not going into that depth of detail for every single modification you do. But yeah, I do agree with you. It would have been nice to see just some extra detail.
yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, anyway, that's all I want to say on that point. We can move on.
Yeah, sorry, I realised I completely interrupted you there.
No, we've been doing it to each other. It's all good. It's all good. We'll learn flow. And I crashed again.
Oh god. Yeah. So one other thing, now that since you're driving around, that I want to talk about, vehicle handling in this game. Oh wow.
I'm sorry,
Wait,
Jackie.
yeah. That's blasphemy right there. We're not gonna say why that's blasphemy. Enjoy the game.
Oh shit! Can I? You can't stop. Oh, nope, stop. Well, that's
Trying to avoid
spoilery.
spoilers here. Trying to avoid spoilers
Tell you
here.
what, I'll just reload my last save
That's fine.
because I'm gonna save this save anyway.
Yeah. So the driving in this game leaves something a little bit to be desired, in my opinion. Now some vehicles are better than others, without a doubt, and alleviate some of the pains of driving. But unfortunately, while I've gotten used to the driving now and want to say I'm fairly competent at it, it does feel clunky. It does feel quite clunky. The vehicles feel, I want to say, very heavy and dull, if you know what I'm saying by that, when
I
you're
know
controlling
exactly
them.
what
Yeah.
you mean. There's a very specific reason as to why I don't have a car.
The bikes are so much easier to control by far.
Yeah, they're easier. They're more fun. They're more. Overall, they're more like what's the word for it? Like
Fluid?
more. Yeah, much more fluid. Like
Hmm.
I can do so much more with it. Whereas the cars, I've only really ridden them a couple times, and just left it after that. I haven't touched it since.
Yeah, and
Since
I
the
will
beginning
say,
of the game.
I do use the cars a bit as well, because there's advantages to bikes and cars, and I've gotten used to the car driving now, but it's, if I had to describe it, Hamza, I'm sure you did, but you played Grand Theft Auto 5 and 4, right?
I didn't play 4. I did play 5. Yes.
Alright. So 5, they fixed a lot of the problems that 4 had, but in 4, the driving was some of the worst driving I've seen in a video game. It was worse than what Cyberpunk's car driving is, by far.
Oh yeah, I've seen Achievement Hunter play 4 back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's ridiculously bad.
I made a mistake. I shouldn't. I'm stuck. Mate,
Again,
this gameplay is gonna be great.
You know what I love? When we're actually recording, and this is where it happens, which is when you want to admittedly be recording this stuff happening. Okay, listen, you do not hit that bike. You do not hit that bike. How dare you?
Motherfucker! No, it's because I'm burning the save. That's the only reason.
Yeah. But no, it's typical timing that, as we're recording, all of the shit happens. Genuinely, guys, we, as I said, not been encountering that many problems as we played. And
I've
now
been
they're
getting a
all
few,
surfacing
but
here. To
they
be
just
fair,
they didn't bother me as much.
maybe the new patch made things worse.
I'd say overall these things are better. Is they've gotten better at marking things. Like when you're in combat and you're trying to like mark people, that's gotten way better. Oh no, that's not what I want. Nope, that's
Oh,
not
the
what I want.
monowire is one of my favorite weapons, though.
Oh, I
I
missed.
love monowire.
Yeah, the monowire
You know
is
what?
really nice. I haven't actually used the mantis blades yet. I've got some.
Mantis
I have.
blades are fun. Mantis blades are so much fun as well. That said, one of the things I've recently done is I've swapped out my monowire and the mantis blades for the arm-mounted cannon.
I might get that as well actually at some point.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, and this is a game-breaking thing, so I'm probably going to actually swap it out.
Ooh.
But from one of the Ripper Docs, you can get... it's like a tranquilizing dart modification for the arm cannon. And it doesn't matter who you're fighting, you aim this thing at them, it just instantly knocks them out. From 100% health to 0%. You could be fighting a really tough cyber psycho, and you can just instantly take them down. And it's non-lethal as well, so in some ways it's ideal, but it removes a lot of the challenge from the game. And I saw this thanks to a YouTube video, I can't remember which one it was now. As I said, I've just sort of been browsing around, looking for different ways people have been playing, just to get more topics, if you will, to talk about for this video as well.
Oh, yeah, it's good to do it that way. I haven't been
What are you doing?
I tried to get off while it was going, and I managed to turn it upside down perfectly. Actually, how does he pick the bike back up? I'm curious. Can I pick the bike back up? I can get on it. Whoa! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, and he's on fire. And he's exploded. There we go.
Oh my god!
I think that's the best death.
Oh, that's... I'm actually crying. That's amazing. Oh my god, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up.
I'm just doing stupid random shit because I'm
Yeah,
burning this save, so it's working out.
guys, you know what? Don't get Cyberpunk. Don't gather. It's shit. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I still love this game. And these bugs will hopefully improve. Being a little bit more political with our talk now. I know we're jumping about a little bit as we talk.
Oh, sorry, hold on one sec. We're having audio issues. One sec.
Was it my screeching and laughing that's broken it?
No, I don't think so. It just kind of started stuttering for a bit. The audio? It might be because of the game. One sec. Yeah, it's the game. It's the game.
Okay.
See, yeah, this is okay. So I think we might have to go back on a couple things that we said earlier. Well, I might have to, just because I do have audio issues as well. So I'll have it. I don't know if you can hear this. So hold up for just a minute. Tell me if you can. Oh, it's working now. Okay. Well, I get an issue where the audio turns choppy and it just keeps on doing it and it messes up my recording as well. The only way to fix it is either to reload my save or to
It's really interesting because obviously I've not been recording since my first attempt at recording failed miserably, and I've not had that issue at all while playing. So I'm wondering if that could be a recording specific issue.
Maybe it could be my computer's not powerful enough
to.
Could be. Oh shit.
Just that wreckage, that flaming bike wreckage is like the perfect metaphor for this game at the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, so, yeah, again, apologies for jumping around from topics. This is a sort of free-flowing discussion video. It's just how we like to do things.
Exactly, and we originally were going to talk about our first impressions, but you can't really first impression this game. You need to experience it.
It's gutting because I had some amazing footage during character creation. I spent about... In fact, actually, before we move on to the politics of the development of this game and the devs and the leadership of CD Projekt Red, let's quickly talk about the character creation, because this is something that I was both happy about and disappointed in. So anyone who knows me, I'm an absolute monster when it comes to character creation. I love games with character creation. I go in depth. I spend a long time. My initial recording for this game was about a 40-minute to an hour recording of me just in the character customization, which probably wouldn't have been the most entertaining thing. But I was recording everything, and there were some great moments, some hilarious reactions from me the moment I just had a naked V pop on my screen for the first time. I'm not that childish, don't worry. But so this is the thing. The way they bigged up character creation, they really sort of exaggerated it. I was expecting it to be a lot more in-depth than it was. I still, in part, liked what we were given and some of the options we were given, but it didn't feel as extensive as they had promised.
Yes, I would agree with that. There was a lot, yes, for sure. The fact that you're not able to change it afterwards is a big no-no, but even just in the character creation itself, yes, we had lots of options, but those options weren't exactly like in terms of because I'm playing a dude, I'm regretting playing a dude. I wish I'd gone for a female, because I generally I'm just like, oh, I think I would have had more fun. But after being 5 or so hours in, I actually had to do my character creation 4 times because I was having recording issues, but that's beside the point. I'll chuck some of that in here. But yeah, it was...
The interface for one leaves something to be desired, I feel.
Yes, I was getting a lot of glitches where I couldn't actually select which option I wanted. Every time I was trying to flick through the 20 or 25 or so options that there were in the game, it would end up sending me back to the top and then adjusting masculine or female voice, and I was like, okay, well, that's annoying.
And something very basic is I just wanted to have a bit more of a free camera with V as I was crafting her, obviously in my case her. Yes. The way it works is you've got this menu on the side basically, and you can scroll up and down the menu and then you can toggle through your options, but it controls where you're zoomed into. So if I wanted to, for example, work on the face, it would automatically take me to the face, sure, but there were some moments of detail, like where I was choosing body tattoos and it zooms you out fully, so you've got a full body shot of V. But I still wanted to get in a bit closer so I could see like a bit more in depth the tattoos that I was choosing and how it linked up to like my neck tattoos and so on. And you just can't do that. It made for a very funny reveal though when I'm cycling through from the head options. I finally reach the body and suddenly, oh, titties.
Titties.
Which again, I wish I had the footage. I really do, but it's just unusable.
Yeah.
You're putting your V through the ringer today, Hamza. Like Jesus.
Oh, I do this all the time. I have plenty of healing stuff. Like I'm doing.
Oh. That's another thing as well in terms of the challenge of the game. It's probably going to be more prevalent on harder difficulties where you instantly like take massive damage really quickly. But there's so many healing items in this game that you just find littered about. In a lot of ways, to me, that removes the challenge as well, just because I find that I'm never running out of healing items.
Oh, I craft them.
Oh yeah, and you can craft them, and so that's one of the things I was saying earlier is they definitely need to do some rebalancing to a lot of the aspects of this game. They need to, and I know this isn't the most popular thing to say, but they need to nerf some stuff, but they also need to boost some stuff up, definitely.
I find myself not using a lot of what's in the game.
Yeah, again, it's early days at the moment. It's only been 10 days after all since the game's been released, and it's already had a huge storm of backlash and abuse, as well as some praise. As I said, there's a lot that is strong with this game. You can see there was a definite direction and hopes and dreams that this game that they wanted to do. And with more time, we probably would have gotten a more polished product despite the delays. I said this in the first video, and Hamza did agree with me. I wouldn't have minded if they delayed this game even further to give it that true polish and care it deserved.
Yeah,
but,
like 100%. This game is by no means, I'll say this over and over again, if it works, which has been working great for me, phenomenal.
Yeah, when it works,
I don't want to stop playing. I literally do not want to stop playing this game. But it's not... I feel bad saying not what was promised, because technically what was promised, but I think everyone can agree, a working game for everybody.
If I had to use a word to describe it, it's not ready. It's not ready yet.
It's not ready.
It's on its way to being what was promised, but it's definitely not ready yet. And that's the shame of it having been released when it did. And the heartbreaking thing is it's absolutely really damaged CD Projekt Red's reputation in a lot of people's eyes. And now this is the thing, that this is a good chance to move on to the more political discussion that I was going to talk about. There's been news recently, I think it was actually released today, where the devs themselves, and I want to make it very clear to the audience here, there is a huge distinction between the devs that have actually worked on putting this game together and the leadership behind the game. The devs, in my opinion, for this game have done absolutely nothing wrong. They've done amazingly with what they've had to work with. They've worked hard. They're as disappointed in how this has gone then as I think we are as fans. Obviously, the leadership behind the game are disappointed as well, but the leaders are the ones in charge, and they should have made an executive decision, even if it would have been the unpopular one, to say, no, the game's still not ready, we need to delay it further. It's, in a lot of ways, heartbreaking that it's come to this, because as we were saying, this is a beautiful game. You can see just running around the city and looking at it, it looks beautiful. And when it works, when it shines, the gameplay is fun, it's solid, the story is phenomenal, the acting and the voice acting, and again, Keanu Reeves, eat your heart out. Oh my god, I'm so proud of this game. It's weighed down by things that weren't unnecessary, and they will be fixed in time, I'm sure. I'm going to let Hamza talk a bit as well, because the problem is when I get passionate, like you can hear me now, I ramble and I waffle. So Hamza, please interject.
I mean, I like your ramblings, and I'm also playing, and again, it's like I was saying, I was so just absorbed by the game, I just forgot to kind of commentate. What you were saying earlier about, what was it you were saying?
I was saying a lot, so you could be specific.
You covered quite a few points there. But what was? Oh crap! I forgot what I was gonna say now.
About the
I got
devs and the leadership, or
That was it. It was about the devs. So when it comes to the actual game itself, it feels like it's not just CDPR that's got an issue. Because you got to think about it this way: it came out on both Xbox, on old gen, current gen, and PC. Now Microsoft and Sony must have a process. They must have seen the game, or their process isn't complete. And I read an article saying that it was basically published on
faith.
belief and assumptions, and it's like, well, you
Yeah.
can't really do that. That's is negligence the word I'm looking for on their
To a
part?
degree, yeah, you're right, and this is the thing. I have to agree with you and disagree with you, in the sense that because of CD Projekt's Red's reputation with The Witcher and everything, they entirely trusted that this game was just going to be fine, and CD Projekt Red had it all in hand. Which, to a degree, that would be an ideal world if you could do that. But as
Yeah.
a big publisher like Sony, Microsoft, the ones that, are in charge of their consoles and what comes out on it, to the extent that Sony have now had to pull it, and I'm not sure if Microsoft have yet, or if they're
Microsoft
going.
are offering full refunds at the moment, but they haven't pulled it from the
They
store.
have
So I
pulled
think,
it, right.
I believe so. Actually, you know what? Let me double check.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is out.
While you check that, there is a responsibility to the platform, and Sony and Microsoft should have been on that shit as well. It's a really surprising situation. I mean, when we were talking about our expectations and our hopes in the previous video, we couldn't have imagined it was going to be anything like this, or that what was going to happen would have happened. Again, we had some insight that the game was potentially a bit buggy, and it turns out it's a lot buggy. It's a hell of a lot buggy.
Very buggy. And they didn't let
but-
anybody. They didn't give anybody console copies until the day before. They only
Yeah.
got PC copies, and you
That's
weren't
been
allowed
a
to
big
release
part.
anything, even on
That's a
PC.
big part of the controversy. A lot of people are mad that the reviewers, for one, were only allowed to review the PC version. But even then, for the PC version, they weren't allowed to release their footage until the game was already out.
I think it was
and
the
let's
day
be-
before. I think it was one day before, I believe.
So this is the thing. It was the 9th, but in some places the game released on the 9th, and then for us, obviously, it released on the 10th. So I think there's that
Right.
distinction there. But it's I've forgotten my point.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
We were
a
talking
lot of
about-
people are feeling misled. And let's be realistic though. This wouldn't have hurt Cyberpunk's initial release sales anyway, because the game's gone on record for one of the highest, if not the highest, pre-order milestones ever. With heck, me and Hamza having pre-ordered the games ourselves.
Yeah.
From pre-orders alone, they recouped the costs for making the game. I believe that was an accurate figure or something like that. So the thing that's really hurt them now is gonna be all of the refunds, and justified at that. And I can't fault anyone who is disappointed with this game. The only thing I can say is wait for a bit. If you've had to refund this game but you still had high hopes for it, wait a bit, wait for it to go on sale eventually, because it inevitably will. And by then, there should be a lot of the fixes in play, and then hopefully you can enjoy the game unhindered the way it was meant to be played, and then some. Until then, I know a lot of people were excited to play this immediately. We definitely were, and we still are, and are enjoying it. I look forward to completing the game and then being able to, me and Hamza both give a full sort of review about the final points of the game, including a story review, which is going to come, guys. We're just avoiding talking about it at the moment, because the game is still fresh, and Hamza, I'm sure you agree. I want to leave a bit of leeway for the people who are delayed from playing the game, to have a chance to experience some reviews and stuff without spoilers, because, yeah, a lot of people can't currently play it, and that's a shame, and they deserve to still experience the story and enjoy it in its entirety.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think people, I would recommend. You've seen me play it. You've seen the kind of. If you've watched this video, you've seen some of the kind of issues that we're having. If you're seeing any stuttering in the video, that's my recording. My actual game isn't stuttering at all.
Oh yeah, your gameplay is like silky smooth. You were saying.
Yeah. Oh,
What the?
I actually don't know.
I'm not sure if that was a glitch or if you just. Oh man, this is the wildest footage I've seen.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I am playing like a complete like.
I still
Crazy
think the
person.
upside down bike mounting was my favorite thing yet.
That was definitely my favorite by far. I was not expecting that. That was hilarious, and not completely game breaking. I'm sure I could have got out of there, but I just kind of wanted to see V explode upside
what
down.
would happen?
Yeah, in the concrete. But yeah, I would say if you look like you like the gameplay that you've seen, you could buy it. I believe I haven't actually seen Witcher 3 on release because I bought Witcher 3 I didn't have a PC or a console when it came out, so I watched someone play
Witcher
the
3
whole
had
game.
problems on release from what I remember, and obviously it became a much better game over time as well. So
Yeah, so when I played it, they'd got rid of all the bugs. That was like 2 years later, and then I've sunk nearly 200 hours in that game, which I know doesn't sound like a lot to some people,
But make no mistake, guys, as well. For those who are looking for an experience, this game is certainly that. This is probably one of the final things I want to wrap up the video on as well. But and this is going into story without going into story specifics. But the sheer flexibility of the now you're just killing innocent people.
I don't normally do this. I literally never do this, but.
Grand Theft Auto, Cyberpunk.
Well, we were talking about driving cars earlier, and then I realized I was like, I don't actually know what driving cars is like much. I did a little bit of it, but not much. So I'm gonna drive a car for a bit.
But yeah, no, I digress. So the flexibility, we were talking about it like with the skill tree earlier, and the weapons and the way you can customize the weapons with parts and mods and how they feel great. But the flexibility to play the way you want as well in the game is huge story-wise. The prologue at the very end had me in literal tears. I was crying my heart out. It's a powerful story with powerful characters, beautifully crafted, and that is one of the elements where this game truly shines. It's unfortunate that there are bugs that do take away and distract from that at the moment, but make no mistakes, it's a wonderful world to immerse yourselves in. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm one of those players that truly gets into the character and experiences things from the character's perspective, and the game hits hard and in the right ways and in the right places. And you can tackle things how you want. Before this video, me and Hamza were just talking about some of our experiences, and there's a prologue mission where you can tackle it in different ways, and depending on how you approach it determines on the outcome and like some of the relationships that you've got. And me and Hamza haven't talked about it to this point, but we got very, very different outcomes from the way we handled things. And
oh yeah, so very different.
And we'll go into details on that on a video where we can talk about spoilers. But the fact that me and Hamza, as two players who are again playing with different playstyles anyway, but also then are having different story experiences even during the same missions, that's something powerful, and that is what CD Projekt Red wanted to achieve when they set out to make this game. So well done to them in that regard. There's a lot of people that will want to hate on the game and say, oh, it's unforgivable for the state that it's in. And you know what? You are correct. The game should not have been released in this state. It should not have been. It is unforgivable that it's happened. But I also want to reflect and say that, again, the things they've done well, they've done well.
Done amazingly. They've done phenomenally. Like, I'm playing right now with no HUD.
Yeah, like, you are actually, and you know something, it's very impressive. It's very beautiful.
It's fun. I played The Witcher like this, and yeah, like it's a fun way of playing. It's unequipped. Oh shit! I unequipped my sniper. I'm sorry. I know I don't need to do this right now, but it's pissing me off. Right. Let me finish these fools off, and then we can end this video.
Yeah. Speaking of no HUD, one of the things that I've always done in a lot of games where you allow it is I like to do a minimalistic HUD anyway, because again, I like the immersion, similar to what Hamza's doing at the moment. And there's actually some amazing mods out there that facilitate that. Skyrim and Fallout in particular have this amazing mod from one of my favorite YouTube content producers as well. It's like I endorse a YouTuber every video at the moment, it seems. But his name's Gopher. It's called Gopher's Vids, and he does this one mod called Immersive HUD. And the motto for it is HUD when you need, hide when you don't, which is a great catch line.
So
and
is that for this game or Witcher? Sorry.
Not for this was Skyrim and Fallout, but I think he also did a similar mod for Witcher. So I would love to see if he actually makes some mods for Cyberpunk in particular in Immersive HUD. But it's just nice knowing that when you suddenly need the HUD, everything flashes up on screen. Otherwise, it all goes. It all goes, and it gives you this uncluttered view of the world. And the one thing I will say with this game is I can actually forgive the HUD because you've got cybernetic eyes, and the idea is what you see as HUD on the screen is what V is actually seeing in the game. Like, she can see her ammo count and she can see her life statistics and things like that. So that's nice that at least the HUD in this game is immersive for those story reasons. I completely went on a tangent though with that.
No, it's alright, man. I'm just having a look at all of this stuff, and I'm thinking, wow, this is actually really cool. I'm gonna just tweak it because you were saying about minimalistic HUD. That's still pretty minimalistic.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's got pretty much everything I need on there. I don't need much more. Oh, maybe my mini map, but to be honest, I could do without the mini map if I just select where I'm going.
Yeah, no, exactly. Honestly,
right. We've gone on for a long time. We've been recording for 51 minutes.
that's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Definitely. So we've covered a lot, guys. It's all been a little bit broken up with how we talk, but again, hopefully you like the format of what we do. Again, not that other YouTubers aren't real people, but we just talk as it comes to mind. It's a more casual way of reviewing these games and going over stuff. And hopefully you can sense and feel our passion. As ever, give us a like and a subscribe if you're interested and you like what you're seeing so far. Please chuck us a few comments as well. Things that you like about the game or your disappointment with the bugs and everything else. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I actually do want to know what people think, because I know so many people have bought this game. Everybody's got an opinion, and let's have a discussion. It's interesting. And yeah, all the usual stuff, like, subscribe. Love you all. Share the vid if you want. And any last words, Chris?
Actually,
we can cut my bit out there. Do you want to do an outro?
No. We don't need to do an outro. All I was gonna say is guys, enjoy the game. Honestly, it's got its flaws at the moment, and if you want to have an untarnished view of the game, I'm sorry, that was hilarious there on your screen. But yeah, if you want to have an untarnished view of the game, then by all means wait and experience this game in all of its glory when you can. But otherwise, just we'll see you next time. Whatever the next video is, as I said, probably a more story-focused and orientated discussion. But
I'm down with that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I will need to get further into the story. I think I might start doing a lot more story now because I'm not very far in. Get lots of it done, and then maybe if you do the same, if we both finish our first runs, because we both plan on doing a second run as well.
Yeah.
But either way, we're hoping to have this video out. Do we want to set dates and times? Because I feel like...
Let's not set dates and times yet. We're a small channel still. Forgive us, guys. We're still very much working this out. We're new to this.
But it should be out Wednesday. 23rd.
You've done it now, Hamza. You've done it now.
I've done it.
Okay, I closed my eyes for a second. I'm not sure if you just walked through the world or if you just drove into a lake, but...
I drove into some water, but
Okay.
I mean, naturally, my bike did die.
I just want to say, guys, that is a bad sign. The fact that I wasn't sure if the game had bugged out or not. So
yeah, no, that's
I'm expecting it. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. One thing to be aware of: we are going to do more than just Cyberpunk in future. This is just our current focus, obviously. So yeah, stay tuned.
This is a video. Bye.
This is a video. Bye.